The modern supercar is built on a lie. We are told today's proportions are revolutionary, but they're just pale imitations of the 1960s. Today, we pit the aggressive Stingray against the fluid Stradale to prove that automotive design hasn't actually improved in 60 years. It's only become more complicated and less soulful. What if I told you these cars were not designed by hand alone? The most beautiful machines of the 60s were built on secret mathematical obsessions their designers never talked about publicly. We're stripping back the metal today to expose the invisible architecture of ambition and purity that turned raw steel into the ultimate high-performance art. Stick around, because what comes next will change how you see every car. To understand why these cars look the way they do, you have to understand where they came from. And these two cars came from different minds and different wombs. Detroit, 1950s. The American industrial machine is running full throttle. The economy is booming. The suburbs are growing. Every American family wants a car that says, "We made it." The goal? Put aspiration on a payment plan. Make something that looks like a sports car, but costs like a Chevy, they said. And Bill Mitchell, GM head of design at that time, understood this perfectly. He didn't design the Stingray for the racing elite. He designed it for the guy in Ohio who works at the plant and dreams of Route 66. The Stingray's fiberglass body wasn't a cost-cutting measure. It was democratization. Italian exotic looks, American price tag. By 1963, America is booming. The American middle class is growing at a rate never seen before in human history, and the Corvette Stingray sits right at the center of all of it. This was not a car for the ultra-rich. The base price in 1963 was around $4,252. That's roughly $42,000 in today's money. A factory worker, a school teacher, a young engineer at a defense contractor. They could own this car. The Stingray was the physical embodiment of blue-collar aspiration meeting space-age optimism. Cross the Atlantic, and the entire logic flips. In Milan, in Turin, in Modena, car design wasn't a product decision. It was a cultural statement. The coach-building houses, Bertone, Pininfarina, Zagato, didn't build cars for Ohio suburbanites. They built cars for royalty, industrialists, racing drivers, people who put them on podiums. Franco Scaglione worked at Bertone. His brief for the 33 Stradale was essentially, make something no one has ever imagined. No budget constraints listed, no volume targets, no payment plans, just make it perfect. The Italians built 18 of them, total. Not 1,800, 18. The Stingray went to the driveway, the Stradale went to the pedestal. And that difference, that fundamental divergence of intent, is the entire argument of today's video. The price in 1967? Approximately 10 million Italian lire, which at that time converted to roughly $16,000. But that number is deeply misleading, because the Stradale wasn't sold through a dealership. The car was offered selectively to collectors, racing drivers, and patrons of the arts. It was forbidden fruit with a V8 and butterfly doors. The Stingray connected with millions. The Stradale connected with almost nobody. But to understand where the Stradale came from, we need to understand why people at that time were obsessed with fins. Yes, fins. Before the 33 Stradale, there were 3 cars so radical, so mathematically perfect, that they're still studied in aerospace engineering programs today. In 1953, Franco Scaglione presents the B.A.T. 5 at the Turin Motor Show, and it was batshit crazy. B.A.T. stands for Berlina Aerodinamica Tecnica, Technical Aerodynamic Saloon. Scaglione designed 3 of them, the 5, the 7, and the 9, over 3 consecutive years. Each one was built on an Alfa Romeo 1900 chassis. These cars achieved a drag coefficient of 0.19 in the 50s. The current Porsche 911, with all its computational fluid dynamics, its wind tunnels, its supercomputers, is 0.29. Scaglione beat modern aerodynamics by 70 years, with a pencil. In 2019, all 3 B.A.T. cars were sold together as a set at auction. The price? $14.3 million. Meanwhile, 3,000 miles away, a Japanese-American designer was about to break every rule in Detroit. Larry Shinoda, Japanese-American, incredibly talented, absolutely impossible to manage. As a child, he was interned at Manzanar during World War II, one of the most unjust chapters in American history. He came out with 0 bitterness and all determination. He joined GM Design in the 1950s and immediately started doing things nobody asked him to do. Shinoda believed the American muscle car should look like a weapon, not a sculpture. And Bill Mitchell, the guy who led GM Design, gave him the platform to prove it. 2 years before the Stingray was released, there was the Mako Shark, a concept car Shinoda imagined after seeing a stuffed Mako shark hanged in Bill Mitchell's office. This concept heavily influenced the design of the future Corvette, and it had just as many fins as Scaglione's B.A.T. cars. Every great car tells you the truth about its engine through its proportions. The 1963 Stingray has a long hood, front engine, long nose, short rear deck. This is the GT formula, and it creates what designers call visual pull. It's the automotive equivalent of a sprinter in starting blocks. The Stradale does the opposite: mid-engine, minimal front overhang, massive rear haunches. This creates what designers call visual push. The energy comes from behind. It looks like the car is being launched, like a cheetah in mid-sprint. Fast forward to today. Every car now carries a facial tumor of sensors, cameras, and radar pods. Designers call them functional requirements. The Stingray had 0 sensors on its body. Every surface existed because it needed to be there, aerodynamically, structurally, or emotionally. The Stradale had 18 body panels, total. Every one hand-formed aluminum, every one signed off by Scaglione personally. Today's supercars have hundreds of panels, dozens of cameras, sensors in the bumpers, the mirrors, the door handles. The Stingray is American optimism frozen in steel. It's an M60 machine gun. No explanation, just enjoy it. The Stradale is Italian bella figura, the cultural obsession with appearing beautiful in all things at all times. The American way says, be seen. The Italian way says, be remembered. Here's the truth. The Stingray gives us structure, the tension, the axis, the aggressive intent that defines performance design. The Stradale gives us soul, the curvature, the emotion, the reason to care. Without the Stingray's spine, it's soft. Without the Stradale's flow, it's brutal. The best car of the next decade will be designed by someone brave enough to use both languages at once. American spine, Italian soul. That is the blueprint. But here's the thing that separates the Corvette from everything else in this price bracket. People still drive them. On weekends, on Sunday mornings, on Route 66, the way God and Bill Mitchell intended. That's not a compromise. That's the triumph of democratic design. The Stingray was built to be used. 60 years later, people are still using it. Mitchell's dream, beautiful design for the many, keeps winning. The Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale? The last time one sold at major auction, the hammer fell north of $15 million. Some examples are estimated at $20 million or beyond, depending on provenance and racing history. And here's the heartbreaking truth. Most of the surviving Stradales are in museums, behind glass, under climate control. You will almost certainly never see one on the street in your entire life. The car Scaglione designed with such physical, sensory, kinetic intent has become a painting. Beautiful, static, untouchable. That's the cruel irony of ultimate rarity. A car built to move, spending eternity standing still. So ask yourself this: which car is truly immortal? The one that 10,000 people drove home from the dealership in 1963 and people are still driving today? Or the one that 18 collectors locked away? So I need to know, are you the Stingray type? Beautiful, accessible, born to be driven? Or the Stradale type? Rare, untouchable, made to be worshipped? Drop it in the comments right now. Stingray or Stradale? And if you think the modern Corvette Zora finally bridges the gap between these two philosophies, or if you think it completely misses the point, I especially want that argument. Because those comments, they're going to fuel the next video. If this video changed how you see cars, not just these two, but every car, hit like. It genuinely helps more people find this content. Share this with the one person you know who thinks modern supercars are somehow better looking than these. They need an education. And subscribe, because next week, we go even deeper.